We're trying to avoid a Pavement sound, like a trademark Pavement sound, even though there's a little bit of that on Crooked Rain. Some of the guitar styles and stuff are repeated a little bit in a few songs, but I think probably one thing that bothers us the most about watching bands and listening to bands is sameness and like having to hear like 12 different versions of basically the same idea, so we're trying to step aside from that. The goal is to keep ourselves challenged musically, and I think that's a more difficult thing for him than it would be for me. So, and I think that's becomes clear with this record that it's a little bit more difficult, and something that he's probably not going to get as bored with playing 150 times in the next 8 months. So, well, we certainly develop live versions of the songs. The songs sort of evolve a little bit, and we manage to have some fun. So, it's right at the start here, it's a little bit of a grind because we're adjusting from being very lazy. So, but I think we managed to have good fun live. Good bunch of personalities. Nobody in the band really. There's not that much friction, so that's a nice thing. A lot more kids, like teenage kids, are playing rock instruments now than, maybe might take away from the sporting world a little bit, but it seems like there's so many bands in high schools now and stuff like that, and so that's a good thing. As far as the music industry goes, I think that it was, it just happened that Nirvana made a great album at the right time and really, capitalized on that. I really wouldn't know enough about the way the music industry was before this band to know how major of a change, but somebody like Gerard, who runs Matador, complains about, how it's going to mess everything up, and really, I think a lot of bands get themselves into a position where they're going to bite off more than they can chew and try to take the big step. So you might see a lot of bands that would have potentially been good bands destroyed by trying to go for the big time really fast, So
Is
we'll
that
see.
a problem with Pavement? I mean,
No.
there's no...
No, we go at our own pace. we take it pretty slow, making sure every step of the way that pretty much everybody in the group is comfortable with the decisions being made. So everything so far has been very well timed since the very beginning when Scott put together the very first package. So we're pretty mature and pretty conscious of how to go about that end of the music business. So everybody would like to defy categorization, but we've always sort of looked at that as a way that, like, the journalist references things for the reader. So, and most of the groups that we've gotten lumped in with, are either fans of to some extent or have no problem with. So, no, that's that kind of stuff. We don't take that kind of stuff seriously. Even if it's absurd, it's just like, oh well.
The way that kind of music is, or this kind of music is perceived now, it's a lot more people, I think, listen to it because they think it's, cool or whatever. Whereas, a couple years ago, they were listening to something that was cool then. Everyone follows what the next fad is, and I mean, I don't know if we're going to be part of that or not, but I doubt we will to a big extent. But yeah.
We only have one very amateurishly made video as well that we just finished that hasn't come out yet, and I think to really take a big step, you have to be like an MTV buzz bin band. That's what the Cranberries were, and the Breeders, and so I think that's the easiest way to take the next big step. And videos have always been a pretty low priority for this band, so we'll see how this one does, but we don't really expect much. I think it's kind of a shame the way you know, people look towards bands in this day and age as like, you know, they're depending on their video and, you know, what they can do and where they can go and, you know, who's big and they're playing this festival and all that. You know, it's just, I think the way that we approach listening to music is similar to the way that we play it. Is just, you know, to you know, play the CD or the record and enjoy it, you know. So, you know, but I guess we're purists in that sense, you know. That all this like hype and stuff like that, you know, is just not real, you know. So we're pretty much go with the flow type of people. So as long as we keep making records that we think are good, that will, you know, are entertaining things, then we'll go on. You know, regardless of, you know, we know that you know, we have a certain fan base now, and you know, people will buy the record and take interest and take note, and that's, you know, more than satisfactory. I don't think any of us are potential mega stars or anything like that. You know, really, or maybe even too lazy to have that, you know, be your goal. I think you've got to really have like a sick drive to like, you know, move on to that, like, you know, Bono Vox level. So it's fun. Yeah. It's pretty fun. You know, it's a vehicle for our sensitive humor. You know, we can goof around and have a good time. So, you know, it's just very few people get to enjoy their work, no matter, you know, what it is. So, you know, that's all it is for us. Is, you know, at its best, a really good time. So that's why we keep on going.